Okay, well, people are coming in, or maybe people have already come in. It's coming. I'd like to read the prayer list. Prayers for happy rebirth. All those killed by natural and man-made disasters. All the Tibetans have been killed or have taken their own lives in the struggle for religious freedom. Geshe Sopa Rinpoche, Robin Bourgeurno, Dr. Diane Kelson, Sally Comer, James Foley, Wendy Johnson, Shyamali Mitra, Stephen Sotloff, Miss Kitty the cat, Scooter the dog. Job search. Roseanne Barona, John Carroll, Joey Gooch, Joe Griffiths, Jim Kay, Michelle Matich, Robert Palermo, Mark Pristop, Alex Schwartz, Greg Weaver, Sandy Wimbish. Prayers for health and well-being. Kyabje Lama Zopa Rinpoche, Venerable Margaret McAndrew, Venerable Tricky Lamo, Venerable Losang Tsering, all those harmed by natural and man-made disasters. For the Tibetan people and for the Chinese authorities, may the nonviolent path lead to full reconciliation and religious freedom. Roger and Barb Alexander, Bill Elford, Russell Allen, Ahmed Elkser, Mrs. Ann Askew, Lisa Baranski, Jim Barnes, Luz Barona, Narcissus Barona Sr., Roseanne Barona, Kitty Burke, John Carroll, Dina Dietzler Chuzano and her children, Dimitri Diamandopoulos, Suzanne Diamandopoulos, Gigi and AC, Jimmy Gooch and family, Mildred Gooch, Robert Gruber, Tracy Haas-Thompson, Annie Hassel, Kathy Hayashi, Francis Hayashi, Travis Henley, Leslie and Joan Inman, Nick Jablins, family of Wendy Johnson, Kenny Jackson, Buddy, Helen Kasanoff, Nino Kowalski, Mary Lojek, Danny Love, Tom Lynch, RM, Jim Martin and Angia Martin, Tom McGinnity, Scotty McLean, Sarah Miller, Colleen Mitchell, Reba Gail Saunders, family of Shyamali Mitra, Evan Myrtle and family, William Oliver, Jay Pandya, Anna Papard and her many cousins throughout the Ukraine, Mark Pristop, Ken Roman, Eileen Rubin and family, Ariana Scott, Rosemary Cease, Sarai, Basil Shute, Nancy Sorbit, Freddie Todd, Lobsan Top 10, Bob Utzman, Brady Ware, Dion Washington, Jessica Whitmore, Olivia Wilson, Shay Wokowicki, Dorja and Cadro the pigs, Grady the dog. Okay, so if you take the white prayer book to the first base sheet, let's say the refuge and bodhicitta prayer. I go for refuge until I'm enlightened to the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Supreme Assembly. By the merits I create through listening to the Dharma, may I become a Buddha to benefit all sentient beings. I go for refuge until I'm enlightened to the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Supreme Assembly. By the merits I create through listening to the Dharma, may I become a Buddha to benefit all sentient beings. I go for refuge until I'm enlightened to the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Supreme Assembly. By the merits I create through listening to the Dharma, may I become a Buddha to benefit all sentient beings. And then way at the top, let's read the four measurables. May all sentient beings have happiness and the causes of happiness. May all sentient beings be free from suffering and the causes of suffering. May all sentient beings be inseparable from the happiness that is free from suffering. May all sentient beings abide in equanimity, free from attachment for friends and hatred for enemies. Then you would turn the page, and on the back of that same base sheet at the top, you see 7 limb prayer. So let's recite that. Reverently I prostrate with my body, speech, and mind. I present clouds of every type of offering, actual and imagined. I declare all my negative actions accumulated since beginningless time and rejoice the merit of all holy and ordinary beings. Please remain until the end of cyclic existence and turn the wheel of Dharma for living beings. I dedicate my own merits and those of all others to the great enlightenment. Okay, now let's see on the pink sheet. You see at the bottom, praise and request to Lama Tsongkhapa. So let's just say 20 of those to ourselves, and then we can chant the 21st one out loud. Mi me tsewe te chen chen re sig ri me kempe wampo jampe yang ganchen kepe tsu gen song kapa lo san jape shabla soade. Okay, thank you very much. Let's see. Again, I'd just like to read this, the benefits of this practice again. So Lama Zopa Rinpoche says, I regard as the most important thing in the world anybody who dedicates his or her life to achieving Lam Rim realizations with the goal to liberate numberless beings from the oceans of samsaric suffering and bring them to enlightenment. Keep the mind in Lam Rim, Guru devotion, renunciation of samsara, and bodhicitta. These things help you to not commit negative karma again. Every day, meditate on the Lam Rim and keep it in your mind even during break times from sitting meditation. And Geshe-la said this to the Kadampa Center nuns. Reciting the Lam Rim outline is superior to saying millions of mantras, to having clairvoyance or seeing deities. Review meditations leave imprints of the Lam Rim on your mind stream like footprints in the sand. Make many footprints in the sand. This is how you increase the chance to meet Lama Tsongkhapa's teachings in your next life. The footprints will stay a long time, whether the footprint is good or bad. Okay, so if you just get into a good, comfortable sitting meditation posture, and simply, if you've never meditated before, just keep your back straight. So this is to set our motivation. By reviewing each word of this Lam Rim outline, may I and all sentient beings realize the whole path to enlightenment. May each word of this Lam Rim outline subdue our minds immediately. May the whole path to enlightenment be generated in the minds of all sentient beings. During the time, if you feel uncomfortable, you can switch to a chair or add more cushions or whatever. It's no problem. So today's topic is taking refuge. Training the mind in the stages of the path, shared with persons of small capacity, has 3 parts. The actual training of thought for a person of small capacity, the measure of the attitude of a person of small capacity, clearing up misconceptions concerning the attitude of a person of small capacity. The actual training of thought for a person of small capacity has 2 parts. Developing a state of mind that strives diligently for the sake of future lives, relying on the means for achieving happiness in the next life. Relying on the means for achieving happiness in the next life has 2 parts. Training and going for refuge, the excellent door for entering the teaching. Developing the faith of conviction that is the root of all temporary happiness and certain goodness. Training and going for refuge, the excellent door for entering the teaching, has 4 parts. The causes for going for refuge. Based on that, the objects to which you go for refuge. The way you go for refuge. Once you have gone for refuge, the stages of the precepts. Based on that, the objects to which you go for refuge has 2 parts. Identifying the objects to which you go for refuge. The reasons why they are worthy to be a refuge. This meditation is from the Lam Rim Chenmo. Taking refuge is the entry to the Buddhist path. When you take refuge, you are demonstrating a high level of faith in the 3 jewels. Our proper taking of refuge depends on whether or not we have within our mind stream the proper causes for taking refuge. Personal fear of samsara and the lower realms. The belief that the 3 jewels have the ability to protect us from these terrors. If we don't fear suffering, we will not think of seeking a refuge. If we do not believe in the thing that we are taking refuge in, we will not entrust ourselves to that refuge. Only in the 3 jewels will we find a means to save ourselves. Taking refuge means completely relying on the Buddha, Dharma, and Sangha with our body, speech, and mind. That is what will protect us from fear. If we are able to rely sincerely on the three jewels, there is no way that they will not protect us. We will be able to follow all the practices on the path. Identifying the objects to which you go for refuge. Buddha is the ultimate refuge because he has taken benefit for self and for others to their most developed state. Our teacher has eliminated all faults and possesses all good qualities. The ultimate jewel of Dharma may be identified as the three scopes of the Lam Rim. The ultimate jewel of Sangha are Aryas, who have any of the 8 good qualities of the liberated mind. For ordinary beings holding the monk's full ordination vows are a generally accepted idea of the jewel of Sangha. If we help or harm these beings, we will receive virtuous or non-virtuous karmic results in relation to the Sangha. To be protected from some types of danger, one doesn't need all 3 jewels. Each of the 3 jewels can protect you. However, all 3 jewels are needed to be completely protected from samsara and the lower realms. The reasons why they are worthy to be a refuge. The good qualities of the Buddha. The Buddha has freed himself from all dangers. People drowning or trapped in quicksand cannot rescue each other. The Buddha is skilled in the means to free others from danger and in the means of subduing his disciples. He nurses the sick, unprotected people who never had any luck. He loves pathetic wretches especially. When you mention the name of a Buddha, when you invoke a Buddha, there's no doubt that they will immediately come. If one added all the merits in the world, all this merit would produce a single pore on the body of a Buddha. The merit needed to produce all the pores of a Buddha, multiplied by 100, would produce one of the marks. The merit needed to produce all 80 minor marks, multiplied by 100, would produce one of the signs. The merit needed to produce 30 signs, multiplied by 1,000, would produce the Urna hair curl on his forehead. The merit needed to produce this last sign, multiplied by 100,000, would produce the Ushnisha, or the crown protrusion. The merit to produce this, multiplied by 10 to the 4th power, produces the Brahma voice of a Buddha. Every part of the Tathagata's body is a teacher of the Dharma. All Buddha fields appear in his body, and his body pervades all Buddha fields. His Ushnisha appears to be 4 inches high, but when Bodhisattva Vegadharan rose upwards to immeasurable world systems through his miraculous powers, he failed to see the top of the Tathagata's crown protrusion. The good work of enlightened speech is the ability to teach Dharma to suitable, fortunate beings. The Sutra on the Inconceivable says that Modgalyayana traveled past many Buddha fields by means of his miraculous powers to measure the carrying power of Buddha's speech. But no matter how far he went, he could still hear it. The good work of the enlightened mind is the ability to make virtue grow in the mind stream of disciples. When our Tathagata has a worldly thought, the minds of sentient beings, even ants, understand. When he has a supra-mundane thought, even bodhisattvas in their final incarnation cannot understand his thoughts. His great love and compassion towards all sentient beings is uninterrupted, always operating until the end of samsara. The enlightened body performs miracles to subdue sentient beings. The good qualities of the Dharma. The Buddhas arise in dependence on the realized Dharma. Think that the Dharma has the quality of producing these Buddhas. The most important thing is subduing one's own mind stream. So in simple terms, it is all right to take the Lam Rim as the jewel of Dharma. The good qualities of the Sangha. Shravaka Arhats can combine many physical objects and go to any place where there is a disciple. Pratyeka Buddhas have 100,000 times more good qualities than Shravakas and have built up their collections over 100 eons. First-level bodhisattvas emanate hundreds of bodies, each of which is surrounded by hundreds of other bodhisattvas. They see into hundreds of eons, travel between hundreds of worlds, see hundreds of Buddhas, open the doors to hundreds of dharmas, ripen hundreds of sentient beings, and live for hundreds of eons. Second-level bodhisattvas achieve thousands of these same qualities. Third-level bodhisattvas achieve hundreds of thousands. Fourth-level bodhisattvas achieve billions. Fifth-level bodhisattvas achieve 10 billions. Sixth-level bodhisattvas achieve thousands of billions. Seven-level bodhisattvas achieve 10 to the 23rd power. Eighth-level bodhisattvas achieve a number equal to the atoms in 100 billion worlds. Ninth-level bodhisattvas achieve a number equal to all the atoms in 1 million countless billions of worlds. 10th-level bodhisattvas achieve a number equal to the atoms in 1 billion inexpressibly countless billions of worlds. The benefits as they appear in the personal instructions. Take refuge from your heart. Reciting the refuge formula hundreds of thousands of times does not make you a Buddhist. When you take any of the 3 types of vows, Bodhisattva, Patimoksha, or Tantric, you must precede this by taking refuge. Just as the ground supports houses, crops, walls, trees, and so on, the act of taking refuge is the foundation for receiving Buddhist vows. The Buddhists are such karmically potent beings that root virtues generated in relation to them will definitely become the cause of one's achieving full enlightenment, even if this is done without pure motives. Taking refuge in the Buddha, Dharma, and Sangha creates powerful virtuous karma that pushes aside and takes the place of prior non-virtuous karma. Some of the negative karma is weakened, and some of it is totally exhausted. At the time of death, the positive karma from taking refuge is predominant, and it protects you from birth in lower states. Through trusting faith in the three jewels, you will be born as a human being with all the conditions conducive for continuing to practice what the Buddha taught. Your proper practice will gradually make all obstacles to practice vanish. When you take refuge in the Buddha, you should forsake taking refuge in worldly gods and non-Buddhist teachers whose teachings are contradictory to the Dharma. You should always have trust, faith, and respect for the Buddha. You should honor images, statues, or paintings of him. Paboka Dechen Yingpo is quoted in Liberation in the Palm of Your Hand as saying, and I've already said this before, the Buddhas are karmically potent beings that root virtues generated in relation to them will definitely become the cause of one's achieving full enlightenment, even if this is done without pure motives. In the White Lotus Compassion Sutra, it is written, then the Buddha said, Ananda, when people who praise samsaric existence, who rejoice in samsaric existence, make offerings to the Buddhas, even though they may say, by these root virtues may we never go to nirvana, it is quite impossible that they will never go to nirvana. Ananda, these root virtues generated in relation to the Buddhas will result in nirvana, although they do not want it. I tell you, these virtues will be transforming until their eventual nirvana. Therefore, whenever one develops root virtues by having a single thought about the Bhagawan Buddhas, the fruit of all such root virtues will be nirvana. I tell you, these root virtues will be transforming until one's eventual nirvana. When you take refuge in the Dharma, you should avoid harming other sentient beings and express your esteem for the Dharma in all of its forms. And when you take refuge in the Sangha, you should not take as companions those whose behavior is contradictory to the Dharma, and you should honor all its members and the symbols of ordination. You must make the three jewels the center of your life and the foundation of all your activities. If you do that, then you will follow in the direction that these three lead you. Okay, so as we've done before, we maybe split into two groups. And here's a couple of discussion topics that you're welcome to use if you like, but at least try to talk about taking refuge. Okay, so here's one is how to take refuge in the three jewels in our daily lives, at home, at work, during major life events such as natural disasters, sickness, great loss. And another suggested topic, in my daily life? Am I taking refuge in mundane things or in the three jewels? So, okay, so if you want to, and then I'll ring the bell in about 25 minutes. So please make sure everyone gets a chance to say something, even if it's just a question. Okay, so if you'll just grab your copy of that little pamphlet and turn to page 17, let's read the foundation of all good qualities. Lama Zopa Rinpoche says, reciting a Lam Rim prayer every day is the fundamental daily practice that renders each day of your life most meaningful. When you recite a Lam Rim prayer mindfully from beginning to end, your recitation becomes a direct meditation on the entire path to enlightenment and leaves imprints or seeds of the realizations of the path on your mental continuum. With each recitation, you draw closer to enlightenment and therefore closer to enlightening all sentient beings, which is the main goal of your life, the purpose of being alive. This is the unbelievable benefit of doing direct meditation on the Lam Rim every day of your life. So, the foundation of all good qualities by Lama Tsongkhapa. The foundation of all good qualities is the kind and perfect pure Guru. Correct devotion to him is the root of the path. By clearly seeing this and applying great effort, please bless me to rely upon him with great respect. Understanding that the precious freedom of this rebirth is found only once, is greatly meaningful, and is difficult to find again, please bless me to generate the mind that unceasingly, day and night, takes its essence. This life is as impermanent as a water bubble. Remember how quickly it decays and death comes. After death, just like a shadow follows the body, the results of black and white karma follow. Finding firm and definite conviction in this, please bless me always to be careful to abandon even the slightest negativities and accomplish all virtuous deeds. Seeking samsaric pleasures is the door to all suffering. They are uncertain and cannot be relied upon. Recognizing these shortcomings, please bless me to generate the strong wish for the bliss of liberation. Led by this pure thought, mindfulness, alertness, and great caution arise. The root of the teachings is keeping the pratimoksha vows. Please bless me to accomplish this essential practice. Just as I have fallen into the sea of samsara, so have all mother migratory beings. Please bless me to see this, train in supreme bodhicitta, and bear the responsibility of freeing migratory beings. Even if I develop only bodhicitta, but I don't practice the three types of morality, I will not achieve enlightenment. With my clear recognition of this, please bless me to practice the bodhisattva vows with great energy. Once I have pacified distractions to wrong objects and correctly analyzed the meaning of reality, please bless me to generate quickly within my mind stream the unified path of calm abiding and special insight. Having become a pure vessel by training in the general path, please bless me to enter the holy gateway of the fortunate ones, the supreme Vajra vehicle. At that time, the basis of accomplishing the two attainments is keeping pure vows and samaya. As I have become firmly convinced of this, please bless me to protect these vows and pledges like my life. Then, having realized the importance of the two stages, the essence of the Vajrayana, by practicing with great energy, never giving up the 4 sessions, please bless me to realize the teachings of the Holy Guru. Like that, may the gurus who show the noble path and the spiritual friends who practice it have long lives. Please bless me to pacify completely all outer and inner hindrances. In all my lives, never separated from perfect gurus, may I enjoy the magnificent Dharma. By completing the qualities of the stages of path, may I quickly attain the state of Vajradhara. So let's see some prayers in the White Prayer Book. The next topic will be karma, by the way. Okay, so we'll go to the first pink sheet. May all beings everywhere, plagued by sufferings of body and mind, obtain a notion of happiness and joy by virtue of my merits. May no living creature suffer, commit evil, or ever fall ill. May no one be afraid or belittled with a mind down by depression. May the blind see forms and the deaf hear sounds. May those whose bodies are worn with toil be restored on finding repose. May the naked find clothing, the hungry find food. May the thirsty find water and delicious drinks. May the poor find wealth, those weak with sorrow find joy. May the forlorn find hope, constant happiness and prosperity. May there be timely rains and bountiful harvests. May all medicines be effective and wholesome prayers bear fruit. May all who are sick and ill quickly be freed from their ailments. Whatever diseases there are in the world, may they never occur again. May the frightened cease to be afraid, and those bound be freed. May the powerless find power, and may people think of benefiting each other. For as long as space remains, for as long as sentient beings remain, until then may I too remain to dispel the miseries of the world. Om Taritu Taritu Re Soha. 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 Thank you. Thank you very much for coming and for participating.